Shemai, Yasha Allah, Yahweh, Allah Hagnawa, Yahweh, Akkad, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahusha. All praise, honor, glory, and worship to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and peace to the elect of the nation of Israel. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 1. Let's start at 1. Proverbs 3 and 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thine heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of Yahweh and man. Verse 5. Trust in Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. All praise, honor, and glory once again to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Chakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Lean not on your own understanding. This is going to be another episode of the milk. Because the milk, we need the milk to grow thereby. The milk saved lives, as a man once told me. Milk saved lives, man. Lean not on your own understanding. Your own understanding is who you were in the world, what you used to do in the world, your tendencies that you go back to in the flesh. That's your own understanding. You don't lean to that. You do whatever you can. You scratch tooth and nail so that you don't have to go back to that. Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. And how do you trust in the Lord? By trusting in his commandments, his laws, his statutes, his commandments, his judgments. Okay? By leaning on Yahweh Shai. Remembering the precepts, not forgetting the precepts. That's how you're going to trust in the Lord. When you forget the precepts, that means you don't trust in the Lord. That means you trust in yourself. Let's go to Psalms. Psalms 119, verse 93. I will never forget thy precepts, for with them thou hast quickened me. See, you were made alive because you meditated on the precepts. And now that your spirit has been elevated, we can't forget them now. Now that our spirit has been elevated, we can't forget the precepts now. Now more than ever, we have to remember the precepts no matter what the hell we're going through. You're going through something with a woman. So what? What does the precept say? You're going through something with a brother. So what? What does the precept say? You're going through something with your job. So the fuck what? What does the precept say? We got to get out of our emotions, because our emotions is our own heart. That's trusting in your own heart. You was emotional in the world. You was easily affected in the world. You know, you had an anger problem in the world, or you talked too much in the world, or you didn't talk enough in the world, or whatever it may be. You had a lust problem in the world. So you're not supposed to lean on that in this truth. Yeah, you might slip and you might fall, but who the hell would lean on it though? You don't lean on it. That means that you're leaning the wrong way. When you lean, that means that damn, what's the word I'm looking for? For example, a kickstand, you know, it has to lean a certain way. So when you lean on your own understanding, that means you're leaning towards the left-hand side. You're leaning towards the left-hand side, whether at a 90-degree angle, a 60-degree angle, or a 30-degree angle, you're leaning towards the left hand. You're on the side of the left hand and not the right. You're supposed to lean on the Lord. You're supposed to be on the right side. Psalms 119, verse 93, I will never forget thy precepts, for with them thou hast quickened me. Psalms 119, verse 141, I am small and despised, yet do I not forget thy precepts. So the key is to not forget the precepts. Because your heart will actually convince you that what you're doing is right, even though you're doing exactly what you did in the world. How can that be right? It's impossible for you to be the man that you was in the world. You was a rapper in the world. You know, you was a model in the world. So now the sister want to be a model in the truth. It's impossible for you to be who you was in the world, in this truth, and be pleasing to the Father and trusting in the Lord. You're not. You're leaning on your own understanding. You're leaning to the left side, to the left hand. Proverbs 14:12, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. See, there's a way that seems right unto a man. There's a way that seems like it's the right thing to do. It feels good. Kanye West had a song, he said, why everything that's supposed to be bad make me feel so good? Everything they told me not to was exactly what I would. Man, I tried to stop, man. I tried the best I could, but you make me smile with my heart. Meaning what? He's leaning on his own understanding. He's trusting his own heart. You know? It's a song, Kanye West Addiction, man. That's the name of the song, man. So everything that's supposed to be bad makes us feel good. Because the heart is deceitful above all things. Let's get that. Let's go to that real quick. I got it queued up. Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, Yahweh, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways, because your ways are going to lead you to where you want to go. If you follow the ways of your old man, of who you was in the world, because you have not put off the old man and his deeds according to his deceitful lust, then you're going to be led into that same lot that old man was in the world. The same man that you was in the world, whether you was a loner or whether you was this super popular guy who wanted to be around everybody, you're going to fall into that same lot. You're going to leave sound doctrine and you're going to go join Watchmen for Israel because you wanted to be a clout chaser like you was in the world. You're gonna, if you trust in your heart, you're gonna be put in the same position that you was when you were in the world. Jeremiah 17:10. I, Yahweh, search the heart, meaning the mind. The word heart in the Hebrew is lab, which means mind. I tried the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. You see? And then when you're rebuked, you feel like you're right. You don't deserve the punishment for your action. You don't deserve the chastisement for your actions. You don't deserve admonishing for your actions. That's crazy. But 9 times out of 10, if you go back, you think back, that's exactly how you were in the world. You couldn't be corrected in the world. You know? You wanted to be around this type of people in the world. You didn't want to be around this type of people in the world. You didn't want to open up in the world. You didn't want to communicate in the world. You had a lust problem in the world. You had a money spending problem in the world. You had a whatever the hell it was, man. You're gonna find that exactly who you are in this truth, if you haven't put off the old man, is who you were in the world. That's why the scriptures speak of so often about putting off the old man, because you will become him even in the truth. You just be the old man cloaked with a new understanding, you know, a new philosophy of life, but you're still that old man in the spirit. See, you can have the doctrine, but do you have the fruits of the spirit? The fruits of the spirit cannot be the fruits of the old man, because the fruits of the old man don't match the fruits of the spirit. That's why we had to put off the old man and acquire the fruits of the spirit. Proverbs 14:12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Even in laughter the heart is sorrowful, but the end of that mirth is heaviness, because you realize you've made the wrong decision. You could smile all you want, but deep down, you've made the wrong decision. If you're following the old man, if you're trusting in your own heart, if you're leaning on your own understanding, if you're leaning on the left hand. Verse 14, the backslider in heart shall be filled with his own ways. See, if you backslide back to who you was in the truth, you're going to be filled with your own ways, because you're backsliding to back who you once was. So the Lord's going to give you over to who you've always been, because you have not put that spirit away. And now, if you fall into that trap, that snare, that spirit is going to come back with 7 demons stronger than it was before. Proverbs 14:14, the backslider in heart shall be filled with his own ways, and a good man shall be satisfied from himself. See? So you're going to be satisfied from himself, meaning you're cool with not being who you used to be. You have let that old spirit go, and you don't want nothing to do with it, man. You don't want nothing to do with it anymore. Proverbs 14:17, he that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated. Isaiah 55, verse 6, seek ye Yahweh while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, because it starts in the mind. Leaning on your own understanding starts in your mind. When we was in the world, we was unrighteous men. So there's no way we should come into this truth and have those same unrighteous thoughts. I'm not going to say there's no way, because we are all in the flesh. But you have to check it at the door. You got to check it at the door. Nip it in the bud. Let not the sun go down on your anger, on your wrath. He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly. A sister might have had a masculine spirit in the world. So when you see that masculine spirit start to creep back up, you have to check it immediately. It says, let the wicked forsake his way, meaning all the ways that we were in the world, we forsake them now. And the unrighteous man his thoughts, let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, and he will abundantly pardon. Why? For my thoughts are not your thoughts. This is why we have to forsake our thoughts and our ways that we were in the world, because those are not the ways of the Lord. Neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. We don't need any more. Proverbs 4, verse 23, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. You see, because in your mind is the issues of life or death start in the mind. Whether you're going to receive eternal life or not begins in the mind. So you have to keep your mind with all diligence. You have to stay occupied in prophecy and in this ministry 24/7. Yes, it's possible. It's very possible. It's very possible to think about Yahweh Shem Yahushua 24/7. You know, if not 24/7, 23:30. You know, 23 hours and 30 minutes out the day, in 7 days a week, you could be thinking about Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Constantly meditating on precepts, constantly looking at the world through the eyes of an Israelite, of Yahushua. Constantly seeing prophecy everywhere you go. Everywhere we go, we see prophecy. That's possible. But if you make excuses, it's not. And then your mind will be corrupted and deceived by your own deceitful lust, because you didn't keep your heart with all diligence, because out of your heart, out of your mind are the issues of life. Proverbs 28, verse 26. It says, he that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered. So when you trust in your own heart and in your own ways and in your old ways, you're a fool, man. You're a fool because you have not remembered the precepts. Okay? And the precepts make us wise. When we forget the precepts, we're a fool. When you trust in your own way, you're a fool. When you lean on your own way, you're a fool. When you quit, you're a fool, man. Nobody likes a quitter, man. You know, I call a quitter a sissy in the world, man. And they're the same thing now. Here it is, you down by 10 in the fourth quarter, and you're the only, out of the 5 people on the court, you're the only one on your team that's still trying. Everybody else fucking quits. because they suckers, man. A quitter is a sucker, man. We got to endure to the end. We got to endure to the end. And we have to take the rebuke that we deserve. You leaning in your own way, thinking that you right. How are you justified? If a brother and an elder or a brother in the camp, whether he's a higher in rank than you or lower in rank than you, if he rebuke you, how are you justified without examining the situation according to the scriptures? Only way you'll be justified is if you forget the precepts. And then you'll feel like you're right and you're above correction. And the scriptures say that Proverbs 29:2, verse 1, he that being often reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. Yeah, because the correction kept coming and it kept getting rejected. It kept getting blown off. I'm good. This is who I am. This is who I always been. So that's just who I'm gonna be. And then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as upon a travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Proverbs 28:26, he that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely shall be delivered. So we can't trust in who we used to be, the brother or the sister that we used to be. We are being transformed by the renewing of our mind. Let's go there. Romans 12:2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. So you have to be transformed by the renewing of your mind, man. By the renewing of your mind. Renewed. Let's go to that word renew. See what it says. Maybe it says stay the same. It says to make like new, restore to freshness, vigor, or perfection. To make new spiritually. To make new spiritually. You shouldn't have had the same spiritual reaction to every goddamn thing in its truth like you did in the world. That means you're not really in the truth. That means that you're a wolf in sheep clothing. That means you're pretending. Okay? If you have the same spiritual reaction as you did in the world, man. You see? And, a spirit like that can fool man, but a spirit like that cannot fool Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's why Yahweh Shem Yahushua, through the spirit, gets them out of the way. And if a spirit like that is predestined for salvation, then that spirit will change. So Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.